What's up, guys? Welcome back to Newswave. Wow, I did not see that one coming last night. Late last night, we had a pretty serious announcement. Microsoft is actually buying Sega. Also, it's April 1st, people wake up, okay? It's gonna be a long day today, but we're gonna get through that. We do have some actual things to go over here today, which does include the Mario 3D All-Stars collection and Mario 35 going away. And looking back on it, we might actually know why Nintendo, at least a reason around why they are pulling all of this down. We do also have a big spring sale for PlayStation, and it looks like Microsoft's gonna be bringing some of those Xbox 360 and original Xbox games right to your phone. Guys, if you enjoy these videos, make sure that like button helps out a ton. And if you're new to the Spawn channel, make sure you subscribe down below. And we are gonna start today with it being April 1st, April Fool's Day, which is like clickbait Christmas, essentially. What you're gonna see online are a lot of, I guess, creative ideas and ways to trick you into thinking things that are made up are actual pieces of news. And there have been some really fun ones in the past, like that Zelda movie that was, I mean, they put in a lot of work. I think that was IGN. So yeah, be careful scrolling through your Twitter feed or looking through your YouTube videos and subscription tabs and all of that. It's all in good fun, but I'm sure there are times where people get tricked pretty badly, like last night where Kotaku actually wrote up a story on their website about Halo Infinite being delayed to 2022. Turns out that was just one of those fake Twitter accounts that was made to look like the Halo account tweeting that out. There's also a Nintendo Europe one that tweeted out that several Dragon Quest games would be heading to the Switch. Got people really excited, and then a ton of disappointment followed, so just be careful out there today. Also, for fans of Alan Wake, you were probably pretty happy to hear the words Alan Wake 2 getting thrown around yesterday when Jeff Grubb actually talked about it on one of his Twitch streams where he's going through his summer games mess, and he talked about apparently Epic Games actually outbidding another company, which maybe was Sony. That's kind of what I'm thinking there. But going to actually fund Alan Wake 2 with Remedy, rather than Epic Games going around and just, buying up exclusivity to games that are already done, they were thinking more along the lines of going out and starting funding a game from the ground up as it's being developed. And a lot of people would like to get Alan Wake 2. Epic Games has been in the business of throwing money around to get more and more people on their platform on PC. So it does make a lot of sense to do that, considering Remedy, I believe, has the rights to Alan Wake now, so they would just need the funding and publishing and all of this to get it done, and that's exciting stuff. It is a rumor currently, but Jeff Grubb's been on the money with a lot of different things, so we're gonna keep an eye on this. But Alan Wake 2, that's pretty exciting stuff to hear about. Oh, and for the 12 of you who managed to get a pre-order in for that Analogue Pocket that looks awesome, by the way, the Analogue handheld device set to mimic kind of the Game Boy, but it plays all kinds of different systems, which includes the Lynx even, and the Neo Geo Pocket Color and several others. Well, it looks like it will not be coming out in May as previously planned, as it does look like there are component shortages, which we have been talking about for a little while now, but we can see here on Twitter, they put out, Pocket is delayed and shipping in October 2021. There are sudden and severe electrical component shortages and logistical issues leading to a domino effect of challenges for nearly everyone in the industry. We're sorry this is happening, and they also have a link there for more info, this being on their website. I will link that down below in the sources if you wanted to read through a bit more. Again, if you were one of the few people who managed to actually get a pre-order in, there's about a 5-month delay there. I would like to see them open up more pre-orders, but I guess at this point, if they're just having a hard time even meeting that expected release of May being pushed 5 months now, we probably won't see any more units go out, I would assume, until next year in 2022, but I at least look forward to the videos of people who managed to get it and hopefully get a chance to review it on camera so I can see what this thing's about. And guys, with some of the quick news out of the way, let's get into the bigger stuff. Let's start right away with the Mario 3D All-Stars, Mario 35, and the overall anniversary coming to a close yesterday. And it was basically a lot of people on Twitter talking about Mario essentially dying, and it was very strange because mainstream media picked up on this and they attempted to cover it, and it was wacky stuff because CNN wrote like an entire article actually talking about it unironically. Like everyone was serious, everyone thought Mario was really dying. No, it's just for some reason Nintendo decided that the Mario 3D All-Stars collection had to have an expiration date, even the digital version. I do understand why they might have wanted to do something like a limited run of physical copies. Okay, if you want that to be around the anniversary. The weird thing that everyone's trying to wrap their head around right now is pulling the digital version. Even like Mario 35, that just seems like something that adds extra value to the Nintendo Switch Online as a game you just get for having Nintendo Switch Online. I do think they're going to add something else, though, in place of that Mario 35 because of that, since they are trying to build their overall subscription base when it comes to that online service that now costs money, $20 a year. So look out for something there. I don't know when, but at some point, I'm sure they're going to drop something in there, hopefully in the near future. But yes, a lot of people reacting to Mario going away, asking why would Nintendo do this? Well, it was pointed out that months ago, there was an article that was written and actually had a bit of insight as to why Nintendo would go about getting rid of the 3D All-Stars collection. This tweeted out by Patrick saying, if you're wondering why Nintendo will be delisting popular Mario games today, I looked into this last year and the answer, according to a dev who's spoken with Nintendo, is straightforward. The artificial scarcity drives impulsive sales. And it is a Vice article that's linked down below, but they say they have data that shows that re-releases of games tend to wither on wish lists, said a developer who's been involved with publishing several games on Switch, who asked to remain anonymous because they were not permitted to publicly discuss their meetings with Nintendo. That's probably a good idea to remain anonymous when you're discussing that kind of stuff. Nintendo be kind of petty about that. The manufactured FOMO, fear of missing out, helps them get those sales, or so they think. Actually, they would technically be correct because we saw sales spike, and I'm sure yesterday in particular, there were probably a ton of digital sales and people going out looking for this game in retail stores just because it's gone the following day. It is interesting, though, that Nintendo feels the need to do this with a collection of 3 good Mario games. No matter what opinion you have on like Mario Sunshine, for example, or even how Mario 64 has aged, they're very good games. It's weird that Nintendo would feel the need to remove them and create that expiration date to get people to go out and buy them. And then what about Mario 35? Why would that have to go away? And Nintendo being Nintendo, I guess, being very strange, but there we are today. No more Mario 3D All-Stars on the eShop, and if you can find it, you might want to pick it up because it's not coming back. Next up, let's talk about the PlayStation Spring Sale that is now live on the PlayStation Store, and we can head over here because we actually are going to have this in 2 parts, apparently. This according to the PlayStation blog, where they say, while the Spring Sale runs for the next 4 weeks, it's so big we've had to split it in 2. Part 1 starts Wednesday, March 31st, and be sure to check back here on Wednesday, April 14th, when we announce the next wave of titles joining the promotion. So this will be something running all throughout the month of April. And I did go through, as usual, pick out some titles for you guys, and you can go through and pick out some and put them in the comments because there are a lot. Like, this is a big sale, and as they say, there will be more coming midway through the month, so we'll keep an eye on that one. But starting from the top, Ghost of Tsushima is $40, which something I noticed, Ghost of Tsushima has retained its value much better than something like Last of Us Part 2. I assume it's because of that multiplayer mode there, but still worth picking up. Absolutely an awesome game, and the multiplayer has added quite a bit of value to that, with the PS5 getting a patch pushing it up to 60 frames per second. I threw Godfall in here at $39, mostly because it's like one of the few PS5 titles on this list. Whether it's worth $39, I don't know about that. Yakuza Like a Dragon is an awesome game at $42. Jump Force, which was a previous Fighting Game of the Year nominee at the Game Awards, at $15. Resident Evil 2, we have that one at $16, and then also following up Resident Evil 3 at $20. Witcher 3 Complete Edition is probably a good pickup now at $10, mostly because we should be expecting the next-gen patch coming up here pretty soon, so can't go wrong with that game for $10 if you've never played it. 13 Sentinels, I noticed, was also marked down to $36. If you're looking for a new Tales game to play that maybe you missed out on with your PS5, Tales of Berseria is $10. Ys 8 is an absolute steal at $20, and we have Persona 5 Royal Deluxe Edition at $32. So overall, a pretty good start to the PlayStation Spring Sale that, like I said, is live now. So go through it, see if there's anything good in there that you wanted to pick up. I noticed there's some pretty heavy discounts, 75 to 80% off, and I will continue to point these sales out to you guys as they pop up because it's always great to get a couple of games for like $20 or $30 if you can when we get these markdowns. Next up, let's talk about a bunch of new additions to the game stream streaming service xCloud going through your cell phone and soon to be web browser. And that's when I think things will really get interesting for xCloud, when you can access it from any PC or really anything that I guess could use a web browser. That would include like an Xbox One maybe and dashboard that has the browser extension for it. So a lot of possibilities here when we get to that point with xCloud. But take a look at this. This was a big announcement yesterday because it does look like we'll be seeing Xbox 360 and original Xbox games heading to xCloud. And they started us off here with what looks like 16 different games, with more to come, as they say here in this Xbox Wire post. But yep, you see that right. I mean, it's right there. Perfect Dark Zero is now playable on your cell phone. You can go ahead and try that out. Now, there are some really good games here. Obviously, Perfect Dark Zero, they might as well throw that in there, but they do have the original Perfect Dark, which is great. Viva Pinata, they have some Gears of War games, which includes Gears of War 3, Gears of War 2, Gears of War Judgment, sure, why not? Fable 2, but we do have like Fallout New Vegas, which is super strange, I'm sure, to be playing on your phone. Yes, it's through game streaming, but still, you are playing it on your phone just with an Xbox controller there. And then Oblivion, Morrowind. I mean, this is an awesome thing to see. Banjo-Kazooie even on your phone using xCloud. So the future of xCloud is very interesting, mostly because it is attached to your Game Pass Ultimate subscription. So I see it as more of a benefit to go along with that subscription service that I'm already signed up for, rather than the like be-all, end-all platform that Stadia is trying to sell us on. So, I mean, sure, why not? Start adding more and more Xbox 360 games and original Xbox to xCloud and Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. It's just more value at the end of the day for something we may already be paying for if you're signed up. And in our last bit of news, let's talk about PlayStation Plus for the month of April. We just talked about games with gold from Microsoft for April, and it was pretty bad. PlayStation Plus is significantly better. We can take a look at the card that they put out here, and you're seeing that right. That is indeed Oddworld Soulstorm. Immediately, day one, will drop on PlayStation Plus, which I think is an awesome idea for Oddworld Soulstorm, because I think a lot of people are probably going to look past this game in April. And then we have Days Gone, which, I mean, it's already been part of the PlayStation collection as it is if you're a PS5 owner, but I guess if you're still playing on the PS4, you can go ahead and download that. And then, hey, Zombie Army 4 Dead War, that's another good one there. But seeing Oddworld Soulstorm show up here is a great, great addition. These will all be available starting April 6th. That is a Tuesday, and it will run through to Monday, May 3rd. And I'm liking what I'm seeing right now with these different subscription services. Outriders launches today on Xbox Game Pass. This is day one, and you just go in and hit download on a subscription service you may already be signed up to. And on the other side, we're seeing Sony do something similar with some of these PlayStation Plus games. We saw it with Destruction All-Stars, which is a game that I probably would not have purchased, but because it was on PlayStation Plus, I downloaded it and I tried it out, and it really wasn't something I was that interested in, but I didn't feel burned having to spend might have been $70 for all we know with how Sony is treating things currently. I think they put it out and it was cheaper. It was like $20 or $30 or something, but at the time when they were first showing it, we all kind of figured it would be a $70 game, and having Oddworld Soulstorm show up here day one on PlayStation Plus will just get the overall franchise and naturally this game more exposure on the platform. So yes, I hope this becomes more of a normal thing where a brand new game comes out and it just enters PlayStation Plus or just shows up on Xbox Game Pass, mostly because it's less money we would really have to spend anyway. And before we go to the comment of the day, we're here with a poll that I posted up yesterday where I asked, do you like the April Fool's Day headlines from gaming websites? 35% of you said yes, it's a lot of fun to see what everyone comes up with, and 65% of you said no, it's annoying to see potential announcements be fake. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. I feel like most people would be annoyed at them because there is that initial excitement, depending on what it is, and then annoyance and frustration, disappointment, all of that. And that's what really takes over. The excitement is very, very quick, right? And then you look at the calendar like, oh yeah, it's April 1st. Mother 3 isn't being localized, but it really also comes down to the announcement, because if it's something you've been waiting for and they just happen to pick that one thing for the April Fool's Day joke, yeah, that's gonna annoy you. And we'll finish up with the comment of the day as you're seeing here. This is from Chili saying, remember when Psycho Mantis moved our PS1 controller with telekinesis? Reading the memory card, Metal Gear Solid was so far ahead of its time, and with the fourth wall breaking was so awesome. Like, turn off the PS2 Now ride, and it was like, whoa, what? They They know I'm playing on the PS2 right now. It was really cool stuff. And that's why I would be legitimately excited to see a Metal Gear Solid 1 remake by like Blue Point or something where they might be able to play around, who knows, with PlayStation VR 2 even. Like, there's a lot of possibilities here, but just getting that game brought up. I know we had Twin Snakes, but Twin Snakes has some issues, obviously, in Metal Gear Solid with some of the things they tried to put in there from Metal Gear Solid 2 and all of this. But I would like to see Blue Point go back after what we saw with Demon Souls and try their hand at something like Metal Gear Solid. That'd be big time hype announcement. And yes, Psycho and Mantis could probably do some wild stuff with your PS5 in that game. And ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna do it here for Newswave. If you enjoyed this video, guys, hit that like button, really helps out. If not, hit the dislike. Leave comments down below about everything we talked about here. Today was the Mario 35th anniversary coming to a close, taking with it the Mario 3 All-Stars collection and Mario 35. And then also, what do you think about that big spring PlayStation sale? Did you pick anything good out there? And then the idea of brand new games heading to subscription services like Game Pass and like PlayStation Plus. Do you want to see more of that going forward as these two companies work to compete for our dollars? Thanks guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.